Hello there, Amanda here. Today I wanted to take you along as we go through A Year in the 100-Acre Wood. We actually are starting quite late today. It's already after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but we spent all morning hanging out with friends outside, and it was beautiful, and I'm a little red and my hair's a mess, but we'll go on. And I've seen that this curriculum is not talked about a whole lot and people have lots of questions, so hopefully watching me and my daughter go through it today will be able to answer a couple things for you. It's pretty simple. We actually usually do more in our day than we're going to do today, but since we were out for a long time, we're going to take a shorter day and just stick with what is included in A Year in a 100-Acre Wood plus a little bit of math. So we are currently on week 2 of the curriculum, and we are going to be doing Tuesday's work. So this is the list of things that we're going to be doing today. And on the other page is the upper elementary, and since my daughter is only kindergarten aged, we are not ready to do any of that yet. Down here it goes into detail a little bit about each day and what you'll be reading, the literature and language, and the science investigation. And then it starts day by day what you'll be doing. So this page is Monday, and it goes down the list of all the things for Monday. So we're doing Tuesday today. Looks like we're going to be talking about our character page. We're going to be reading our poem again. We're going to look at artwork and do our own version of the artwork. We're going to read another book called Rabbits, Rabbits, and More Rabbits. We are going to do some of the vocabulary work. We are going to look at the difference between rabbits and hares, which is also covered in the Rabbits, Rabbits, and More Rabbits. And it looks like our handcraft and our nature study and science investigations will cover the difference between rabbit and hare. And in the nature investigation book, there is a section on that here. So we'll be using these pages to complete today's work. What is our character trait this week?
Bunnies, I forget.
What is the word at the top of the page?
Practice?
Patience. Do you remember what patience is?
Yes.
What is it?
Waiting for something really well.
Are you patient? Is Mama patient? No, we should probably both work on being more patient, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read a little something to you right here. It's called Waiting for Winter. Patience can be hard to practice when those around us only seem to become more difficult and situations seem unending. But what that's basically saying is mamas need to be patient with their children, and then their children will learn how to be patient. Do you think that's a pretty good idea? You think mama should be more patient? Would that help teach you to be more patient?
I hope so.
Maybe we could work on that together.
Yeah.
Do you remember what our chapter was about that we read this week, about where somebody had to be patient?
Really?
Do you remember what happened? Do you remember this? Do you remember this? So what happened in this chapter?
And we need to be patient to
Well, what happened?
begin again.
Start at the beginning. What happened at the beginning of the chapter? Winnie the Pooh went to go visit somebody, huh? Rabbit. Winnie the Pooh went to go visit Rabbit. And while he was visiting Rabbit, what did he do? He ate a bunch first. Then on his way out, he got stuck, huh? He ate a bunch. They ate a bunch of food. And then he's a little, what was the word they used? Rotund? that what they use in the book? He's a little big. So he got stuck on his way out, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So who had to be patient?
Winnie.
Winnie had to be patient. Who else? Did somebody else have to be patient?
Rabbit.
Why?
Because his front door was locked.
Because he couldn't even use his front door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And was there somebody else who had to be patient? Let's see. Let's get our character sticks out and see who was in this chapter. Okay, so we know Winnie the Pooh was in this chapter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we also know that Rabbit was in this chapter.
Uh-huh.
Who else was in this chapter?
Christopher Robin.
Christopher Robin was in this chapter. Anybody else? Was Owl or Tigger in this chapter?
Not Tigger. Have
Anybody else?
a minute, Tigger.
I think it was just those three. Okay.
Rabbit's friends and relations.
Rabbit's friends and relations were there, but I don't have a stick for them. Very good. Remembering. Okay, so who had to be patient?
Did all three of these.
All three of them were patient, weren't they?
Yeah.
One of them was patient because he was stuck, right? And who was that?
Winnie.
All right. And one of them was patient because he couldn't use his front door. Who was that? Rabbit. Very good. And one of them was patient because he had to wait and read stories to Winnie the Pooh while we waited for Winnie the Pooh to get thin again, huh? And who was that? Christopher Robin. Okay, very good. Alrighty, let's read the poem. Turn the page there. And I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to do our poem, Hoppity. And you have it printed out in your morning menu, and I have it in the book. So I'm going to read along while you read it out loud, okay?
Christopher Robin goes hoppity, 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 hop. Whenever I tell him politely to stop, he says he can't possibly stop. If he stopped hopping, he couldn't go anywhere. Poor little Christopher couldn't go anywhere. That's why he always goes hoppity, 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 hop.
Very good. All right, now I'll repeat after you. Go ahead.
Christopher Robin goes
Christopher Robin goes
hoppity, hoppity,
hoppity, hoppity,
hoppity, hoppity, hop.
hoppity, hoppity, hop.
Whenever I tell him
Whenever I tell him,
politely to stop,
whenever I tell him politely to stop, he
says he can't possibly stop.
says he can't possibly stop.
If he stopped hopping, he couldn't go anywhere.
If he stopped hopping, he couldn't go anywhere.
Poor little Christopher
Poor little Christopher
couldn't go anywhere.
couldn't go anywhere.
That's why he always goes hoppity, hoppity,
That's why he always goes hoppity, hoppity,
hoppity,
hoppity,
hoppity,
hoppity,
hop, hop.
Very good.
I
Okay.
was just doing one word because that's how it was.
Very good. What's the name of the poem?
Hoppity.
And who wrote that poem? Who's the author?
A.A. Milne.
A.A. Milne. Very good. Okay, Aurora, now we are going to look at Milne.
No.
What?
No. No.
Okay. Let's look at the art on the next page, okay? Remember we looked at that yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. What we're going to do today is you're going to get a chance to make your own version of it later, okay? All right?
As big as I want.
Yeah. I'll get you a piece of paper and the watercolors and you can make your own version of it. But before that, we're going to do a couple more things, okay? Because these other things are just going to be in our in our books. So we're gonna finish using our books first, and then we'll do the art later, okay? But first, this is called Rabbits on a Log by Arthur Fitzwilliam Tate.
They're not on the log.
Well, one of them is. Arthur Fitzwilliam Tate was a British-American artist known mostly for his paintings of wildlife. What do you note in this painting? What colors are most evident? So what color do you see the most in this painting, Aurora?
Green.
Green. So what season do you think it might be?
Spring.
Spring. What animals are the focus of this piece of art?
Bunnies.
Bunnies. Why do you think it's spring? What happens in spring?
Flowers bloom a lot.
Flowers bloom, yeah.
Trees turn green again after fall.
Trees do turn green, very good. And animals, if they're the kind of animals that hibernate,
They get ready for winter.
they start to wake up in spring.
Hmm.
Yeah, because winter's over. Okay. How many rabbits do you see? How many rabbits do you see?
3.
3, very good. What do you think these rabbits may be doing?
I'm not sure. Waking up.
Waking up, maybe. What do you feel when you look at this painting?
I feel like I want to
Like you want to hop.
because it's about bunnies.
Because are you gonna hop right now?
Mhm.
All right, very good, Bunny. Hop back into your seat, okay? Very good.
I can hop into it.
Okay.
I have to climb.
All right. Like I said, we will do art in a little bit because we're just going to finish a couple more things before we get to that, okay? Because then we can clear the table and you can have space to do your watercolors. But before that, we are going to work on just a couple more things. I want you to do this page. This is our
Character treat.
vocabulary words. Okay, how about you just copy number 1. All right, while you write that, while you copy that, I'm going to read what the definition for convenient is.
There's a definition.
Mm-hmm.
Why did this come in
Look.
before you gave it to?
Take the pencil. Okay. So convenient means ease in use or at hand. So if something is convenient, that means it's, oh, how convenient, this pencil was already sitting here. That means it was just ready to be used.
Mm-hmm.
At hand. That means it's right there ready for you. Okay? Go ahead and copy the word. When I had this curriculum printed, because I sent it off to the Homeschool printing company, I had all of the parent pages printed and bound together, and I had all of the student pages printed and bound together, and then I had all of the nature, what is it? All of the nature investigation stuff printed and bound together. And I will say, this is my first time using this curriculum. It was my first time experiencing this kind of curriculum where everything's all included. And I will say, I will not do this again. If we do another year of this style of curriculum, I would definitely recommend people not to just print everything out and bind it all together at once. I mean, her book is like 500 pages. I didn't think about it. Now that I know, I would say just print out what you need for each week. Maybe the parent pages can all go together, but it's not really necessary because I have each week, each day of the week, Monday through Friday, and then after Friday is the poem page, then the recipe page, then the character trait, and then you move into the next week. So I have all of them in the parent pages, but I also have them elsewhere because I had them printed out separately so that I could post them somewhere or put them in a binder or whatever for my daughter. So, finish writing, please. So I will say, if you are interested in doing this and you don't know how to put it together, I'm going to recommend you don't have it all printed out and bound together in one. I honestly wish I had just done 1 week at a time. Okay, so next we are going to discuss the differences between the rabbit and the hare while I read rabbits, rabbits, and more rabbits to you, okay?
Rabbits, rabbits, and more rabbits.
So you're going to look at this page in your nature investigation notebook, okay? And I'm going to read this to you, okay? Rabbits, Rabbits, and More Rabbits by Gail Gibbons.
Gail Gibbons.
So this right here is called a Venn diagram. You've kind of done this before, where you have two sections, and this is the section that is rabbit, this is the section that's hare. But they connect right here in the middle, right? They cross over. So this whole section here is rabbit, and this whole section here is hare. But if this section is hare, and this section is rabbit, what does that mean this is?
In common.
Whatever they have in common. Very good. Okay, so whatever goes in this section is anything that's only rabbit but not hare. This is anything that's only hare. Just pull the long string only. Just pull, yeah, that one. Keep going. There you go. And this is the section that's only hare but not rabbit, okay? Look at me, please. Only hare, not rabbit. But this section here is both, okay? So I'm going to tell you a couple things, and I want you to tell me where they should go. Okay. Class mammal.
In common.
In common, very good. All we have left to do is for you to paint your own version of rabbits on a log. Is that what it's called? Yes, rabbits on a log. All right, so I will clean up and I will get the watercolors ready for you, okay?
Don't look at me.
Okay. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Are you excited for that?
I'm excited.
Okay. And we have to do math as well, okay?
I'm really sorry. See this, but would you see it?
Not right now. Go sit down. We're going to take a break though, but when we come back from the break, we are going to do this.
They keep our heads warm. that we may not take cold. Take hold? Take cold. Is your head warm? Do not let the cold wind blow it off. Blow on it. Because it will fall. Do not take off your cap when out of doors. You may catch a cold and get very sick. Here, small, what jump. Boys' feet done may head have worn their caps. Your cloth 3. Take doors, skin, pump, wind, blow. Keep John sick feet they keep. Cows in the field. What do you see here? I see 1, 2, 3 cows.
So today we did Tuesday's work, and it was actually very simple. We probably finished it in about an hour. We also did a lesson of math, and now my daughter is working on her painting. So everything else is completed though. You saw us do all of these things today on Tuesday, but it seemed like a super simple day. Some things are a little tougher. Sometimes the handcraft requires you to have sewing skills and things. So I wanted to just give you a view of the other days of this week to kind of let you see that some days are super duper simple. Some days are just a little bit harder, but it's nothing that can't be done. We just already have so many other things going on as well that I don't really, kick myself for not finishing everything every day. A lot of times we get to like the character trait and the literature and the art for the day, but we don't do the handcraft or the science investigations, but that's okay because we're doing some of those things in other curriculum. I just wanted to give you an idea of what a full day following this step-by-step would look like. Now, on Friday, we will be doing the tea party and probably the field trip as well, because this field trip is very simple. We could actually just stay in our own yard to do this one. But definitely the tea party. We did the tea party this last week and just had the most amazing time. We will make the recipe right before we have our tea party, and we'll sit down and read our poem and talk about all the things that we talked about during the week. So some days are as simple as today was, and it took us about an hour to finish everything. She's working on her art now, and that's going to take her some time because art takes time, but other than that, everything else was done in a short amount of time. What are you painting?
Bunnies on a log.
Bunnies on a log, huh?
What?